Do you think that mainland kids will ever understand how it is over here?
No, I think that they would, like mainland kids would see it as a tourist destination, whereas to us it's our home. I'm Abby, I'm 17 years old and I'm from Kangaroo Island.
I'm Sarah, I'm 17 years old and I was born on Kangaroo Island.
I'm Alice, I'm 18 and I was born on Kangaroo Island.
The first question I got when I said I was from Kangaroo Island was, do they speak English over there?
Everyone on the island is kind of generalised and we're called incest.
And then there's always like the whole, do you ride kangaroos to school and stuff like that.
Well, do you ride kangaroos to school?
No. I wish we did.
We don't ride kangaroos to school. We don't have public transport. We have to buy our clothes online or either go to the mainland, and we don't have fast food. My family have been here my whole life. My family name is really well known across the whole island.
I've lived here for over 18 years. I was actually born in Kingscote and I've lived in the same home ever since.
My dad's parents were a part of the soldier settlers that came to Kangaroo Island after World War II.
My parents moved over here 25 years ago.
Well, at the moment I live in the Barossa Valley, like full time, but school holidays I come over here and I visit my dad who still lives over here.
My family name everyone knows, so 10 years ago or whatever, when I wasn't even alive, and there was an argument that went down, like to do with the farm, people would know my last name and go, oh, you're one of them.
Do you think that a lot of bad blood gets carried on throughout generations?
Yeah, it depends, like, it'll eventually be forgotten with new generations, but while they're still alive and living, definitely, yeah.
I think for a young person who doesn't really have a very popular family name, it can be pretty difficult.
Do you think that people who live on the west end of the island are different to us eastenders?
Yes.
Their reputation is as rednecks.
Do you think they're more redneck?
Yeah.
The people in Penishore they were a bit outcasted.
We're known as six toes.
I've heard that people say like Penishore are all inbreds and stuff, like I don't know, Penishore doesn't get a very good rep.
Do you have six toes?
No.
Okay, good.
Very adventurous my childhood was. I was always outdoors, camping, fishing or at the beach. I would climb trees rather than sit down and watch TV. Spending like your childhood or early years on the island, I think it gives you quite a sense of responsibility. Quite a trusted community, so you could easily be at home and your parents would quickly go to the shop and you'd be home by yourself. Just learn to not do anything stupid.
I had a very active childhood. Me and my brother were out every single day in the bush just over there. We would just go walking around the town and that was pretty much our childhood, just roaming around. I feel like I had a better childhood than my friends, especially my city friends who didn't get to experience just doing your own thing, like walking off into the bush, be gone for hours.
My childhood was amazing. Most of my fondest memories took place at the beach, watching the sunset, hanging out with other local families, going on picnics and barbecues. Inside of school wasn't great. I got bullied nearly every day. All the new people that would come over, they'd come from different schools where bullying was the norm.
So it only takes one person to change the whole dynamic.
Exactly, yeah. Our friendships on KI are pretty unique to those in Adelaide.
The people that I spent like my early years at school and kindy with, I would still call my closest friends now.
Yeah, I would compare my friends to family just because like I was born with them and raised with them. I think they're honestly forever friendships.
So you say growing up you looked up to all the adults in the community. Has that changed now?
I more look up to the people that have gone off and done something with us, like with themselves.
I think we get treated like adults earlier than kids on the mainland, mostly because we're raised with a sense of responsibility, especially if like we work on farms or anything.
Definitely felt a lot of pressure growing up, probably mainly surrounding sport.
Biggest expectation I think when I was little was sport.
In sport, you're pressured to be good at sport.
If you weren't sporty, you didn't really do anything. Like, you didn't really have a social life. Like, sport is where you connected with everyone from like the other side of the island.
I think sport is so popular here because there's nothing really else. I think sporting clubs over here are really good at getting everyone together. Like, you've got little kids running around, you've got your teenagers like hanging out together, and then you've got your adults and your old people like drinking together. And it was such a community there. Like, I really treasure those days.
How would you describe the social hierarchy of the island? Like, what are some key factors that you think contribute to it?
Definitely sport, and I would say again family name.
If you're better at sport, you're higher in the social ladder, but you know, the people who don't really go to sport, don't go out much, are kind of a bit lower. It's definitely not the same on the mainland. I feel like men over here have a larger influence, and it's very alcohol driven.
Like, the drinking in our culture is definitely significant. Well, people that are growing up, they think it's normal, that it's normalised to them that drinking is a good thing because that's what they see all their role models doing.
If I could change anything, I honestly think it would be just opening some of the people up over here to different cultures.
What role does gossip play in our community?
It's also known as Kangaroo Island. Once one thing goes around, everyone will know it within a few weeks. People like to start new things with new exciting news or something.
So, do you think people are bored?
Yep. That's a good way. I'm in my last year of school, like, so year 12. Still treasure this place, but I'm ready to go.
So do you fantasize about that?
Leaving, yeah. I want to go see the world.
Where do you want to go?
Europe and Southeast Asia. I have a part-time job. I work at a pizza place in Penishore.
With all the tourists?
Yes, so many. Like, me driving to work, you don't know what to expect. Like, normally it's a kangaroo jumping out the road, but it could be a person.
You'll see these tourists just walking in the middle of the road. It can get annoying sometimes. I think they just own the place. New Year's over here is so fun.
New Year's Eve out at Emu Bay.
Everything definitely changes over here in summer.
So a lot of the boys here, would you say they're more like your brothers?
Yep. Or I'm related to them.
I see most of all the boys over here as friends, as brothers, just because I've known them for so long. Last year, I graduated. It was the most stressful time of my life because I had a lot of personal health issues going on. We do have limited healthcare on the island. I'd have to travel to Adelaide all the time to figure out what was actually wrong because we just didn't have the medical side of things that other places do. Some of the teachers actually suggested that I leave school, but I wanted to see it through, I wanted to finish. It's boring after school. I'm excited about leaving so I can further my education and do what I want to do. I'm also scared at the same time because this is all I've ever known.
My last year of school here was year 4, and then moving up to the mainland, I found it so hard. I went from 60 people at my school to about 400 to 500 people. Like, I'd be vomiting every single morning for at least the first 2 months of me moving up to Adelaide. Making friends I found really hard at the start because I'd grown up with these people that I hadn't really been faced with actually having to make new friends.
I worry that I'll always be drawn back and I might have to stay here, but I don't want to stay here for the rest of my life.
I'm really proud of myself for wanting to leave.
I have friends from 2 different worlds now, and I think like that's so special.
We're very incredibly lucky to live in a place like we do. We've got beautiful surroundings around us, and I think a lot of people take that for granted.
It'd be completely different if I didn't have this escape.
You grow up having a sense of community, a kindness in you that not many other places would experience.
Because of Kangaroo Island, I have a very more like relaxed way of life.
When you're in Adelaide and you smile at someone, they think you're really weird, but the norm over here is to smile at someone when you walk past them or wave to them.
I come back and it's like nothing's changed.
I think the island has given me a sense of community that will never be taken away, a realness that you can't find in many places.
I think I'll look back at my childhood and think they were the best years of my life.
Wherever I end up, KI will be home, definitely, yeah.
It is my home. I feel emotionally attached to it.
Despite wherever you settle in life, will this always be home?
Definitely, yes. This place will always be home.